From the Detroit Free Press, it's Tuesday, October 13th. Here are today's top stories, presented by Bush's Fresh Food Market. Calling all foodies, Bush's is hiring. Are you passionate about food, looking for growth, development, and excellent wages? Come grow with Bush's and apply online at bushes.com/join-our-team. That's Bush's, BUSCHS.com/join-our-team.
I'm Frank Witzel with the Detroit Free Press. Of the 13 men who have been arrested and charged by authorities in connection with a plot to kidnap Governor Gretchen Whitmer, here is where their cases stand. 5 of the 6 charged with federal conspiracy crimes are set to appear in court at 9:30 a.m. Tuesday in Grand Rapids. They are Adam Fox, Ty Garbin, Caleb Franks, Brandon Caserta, and Daniel Harris. Barry Croft Jr. is being extradited from Delaware to Michigan. 6 others, who state officials said are members of a paramilitary group, Wolverine Watchmen, were arraigned Friday on terrorism charges, with the 7th awaiting extradition to Michigan. They are Sean Fix, Eric Molitor, Pete Musico, Joseph Morrison, Michael Knoll, and William Knoll. Paul Bolaris is being extradited from South Carolina to Michigan. Musico and Morrison are set for a probable cause hearing in Jackson County at 1 p.m. October 16th and a preliminary hearing at 9:30 a.m. October 21st. Michael Knoll and William Knoll, Molitor, and Fix are set for a probable cause hearing in Antrim County on October 21st with a preliminary hearing October 28th.
This is Phoebe Wall-Howard, a reporter at the Detroit Free Press. Michigan law enforcement is on high alert, not just because the FBI revealed an alleged plot by extremist groups to kidnap Governor Gretchen Whitmer, but because it also involved a plan to target and kill police. First Lieutenant Mike Shaw of the Michigan State Police said this is one of the tactics anti-government domestic terrorism groups use. Law enforcement is the face of government, he said. If you're mad at the government, you're mad at the police.
I'm Adrienne Roberts, reporting for the Detroit Free Press. Michigan gyms were allowed to reopen last month, and many did so with some of the strictest requirements in the country, including operating at 25% capacity, reducing class size to maintain social distancing, and a particular sticking point, wearing a mask at all times. Many fitness studio owners have followed the order, but now that the Michigan Supreme Court ruled that Governor Whitmer's emergency powers, which gave her the authority to mandate mask wearing, are no longer valid, they're making some changes. Even though the state's health department quickly stepped in and replaced the order, the owners of gyms like Lifetime, Orange Theory, and Crunch argue that because Whitmer's powers have ended and there's more room for interpretation with the new order, they don't have to require masks. Still, masks must be worn when walking around the gym. Gym owners say business is down and the mask requirement is deterring clients from coming back to the gym. But others say people are scared to come back, and this decision may only deter them more.
I'm Nishrat Rahman for the Detroit Free Press. Senator Gary Peters shared his family's personal experience with abortion in an interview with Elle magazine on Monday. He shared details of the abortion his first wife went through in her second trimester. It saved her life. In the 1980s, Peters' then-wife Heidi was told to wait for a miscarriage because their hospital had an anti-abortion policy. The mental anguish someone goes through is intense trying to have a miscarriage for a child that was wanted, Peters told the magazine. Heidi was able to eventually have an abortion at another hospital and described the experience as painful and traumatic. In a tweet, Peters said this experience is one that's tragically shared by many Americans. He is the Michigan Democratic incumbent running against Republican John James in a tight election. Peters shared this story publicly as Senate hearings began for President Trump's Supreme Court nominee, Judge Amy Coney Barrett, who opposes abortion.
I'm Kirkland Crawford with the Free Press Sports Department, and some good news from the Big Ten Conference. On Monday, we learned the times and TV channels for the opening week of the football season. And wouldn't you know it, Michigan finds itself in the primetime slot. The Wolverines will visit Minnesota to play for the Little Brown Jug on October 24th. That game will begin at 7:30 p.m. on ABC. Earlier that day, the Spartans kick off their 2020 season with a noon game against Rutgers in East Lansing. The Big Ten Network will have coverage of that one. Each Big Ten team will play 9 regular season games, and at this point, the only other game time we know of for sure is Michigan versus Ohio State. The annual rivalry game will be played at noon on December 12th on Fox.
For more stories from the Detroit Free Press, be sure to check out freep.com. That's FREEP.com. If you're a fan and want to support our quality local journalism, subscribe. Go to freep.com/special offer.